What's going on, guys? It's Ryder Reacts here. Hey, just following up on a beautiful Thanksgiving. I wanted to check in on you guys and just hang out and just talk about things like, I don't know, Thanksgiving or days we got coming up leading up to Christmas. Guys, Christmas is already on the cusp of being here. It's incredible. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Hey, we're just hanging out here. I'm hanging out with you guys. I want to hear how Thanksgiving is going. I want to hear how Christmas is gonna be. What stuff are you guys doing? What else? Let's see. I just wanted to kind of check in, make sure that everybody here is doing okay. We're all hanging out for the holidays and really just seeing what's going on. What was I gonna say? The family came over already. We had everybody hang out. God, it's been a hell of a week. It's been crazy. I don't know about you guys and your holidays, what your holidays are like, but man, it is just insane here. I wanted to see, let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat, guys, like what your holidays are like, what your Thanksgiving is like. Do you have any war stories? Are there any horrific stories that you guys wanted to talk about, that things that are happening in your holidays? What's going on? I just wanted to check in and see what was going on. So yeah, let's do that. God, what is going on here? All right, we got goals here. Yeah, if you guys want, let me know if you want to talk about something like New Year's resolutions. Not everybody, focuses on New Year's resolutions. Not everybody really even really cares about New Year's resolutions. They just, it's just something to talk about. So let's see what's going on. Why is the volume really low here? Is anybody feeling like the volume's kind of low? I do. Let me see. Can I pull this up? There we go. That's even low too. Can you guys hear this okay? All right, there we go. That's working. All right, we're back now. So, Thanksgiving. Checking in here. My main goal for Thanksgiving, other than seeing family, other than dealing with the fact that snow came at the very last second and it just blew on us. It's crazy. Hey, Dennis, thanks so much. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving too. Let me know if you guys, have any war stories, any crazy Thanksgiving stories. I didn't have anything crazy this year, other than the fact that I made it my mission to try what is it? Sweet potato pie. I had a family friend who was like, no, I'm going to make you a sweet potato pie. I'm going to make it for you. And I was like, okay, great. Thank you so much. That's going to be awesome. And that was about 8 years ago. And so I thought, all right, you're going to make me a sweet potato pie. It's been 8 years. Where you been? So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to make a sweet potato pie and it's going to be awesome. I don't know really how to make a sweet potato pie, but you know who does? Martha Stewart. So I thought, okay, let me just Google Martha Stewart and see if she has any sweet potato pie. I first thought, you know what? Great British Baking Show, which anybody out there, if you're a fan of Great British Baking Show, let me know in the chat because that show is amazing. I think there's a line in Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, where he says Great British Baking Show stood between him and suicide for however many years. I was like, yeah, I feel that because that show is the quintessential first world problems, where the most horrible thing that can happen on that show is literally just your bake not go well. And if I could just detract a little bit to talk about the people on there who are on that show, it's not the people who are on the show that always irk me the wrong way. It's just one host, and it's just the way that she talks. And I probably shouldn't really care about this, but everybody says, Bikers, you have 3 minutes left. Bikers, you have 10 minutes left of your bikes. She goes, Bikers, you have 3 minutes left of your bikes. And I'm like, oh, good God, lady, what is going on with you? Why are you talking like that? It scares the hell out of me. Anyway, So I thought that was going to have a sweet potato pie recipe because I always like to get some of my ideas from there, not all of them. I don't bake a whole lot. What am I even talking about? But there was one. But Netflix's Great British Baking Show starts at season 5 or series 5 for the British shows. And I was like, okay, season 3, that's when they had a Great British Baking Show sweet potato pie. I was like, all right, that's not going to happen. Let's go to Martha Stewart because Martha's always got something in the bag. Martha Stewart has something. Oh, Dennis, my Thanksgiving was good, but not too exciting. Well, hey, I'll take good and not too exciting over chaos and hellacious. You know, you take away the politics, you take away the religion talk, and what are you left with? Good. You know, it's always fun to see extended family again, other family meeting new family members. Maybe somebody's brought a new partner into the mix, but you know, you never know. It's all about that meshing together and watching things like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And if you guys have any traditions that you do during Thanksgiving, let me know in the live chat because I'd love to hear about them. So for the pie, I was like, all right, Martha's got to have something. I thought, you know, if she's going to have something, it's probably going to be something sweet, something light, nothing like really Southern where it's just like, oh, let's take a regular thing and then just inject the thing with copious amounts of sugar. What we got was a pretty decent one. I mean, it's like sweet potato pie. A lot of people say sweet potato pie doesn't taste the same as pumpkin pie, but a lot of people say the latter. They say it's just completely the same. So it's just, you know, pureed sweet potato pie, which you can't get in a can. And that was a whole another thing that I discovered. It was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to do this from scratch. So we get the sweet potato pies or the yams. I don't really know the difference. And one was red and one was orange. And I was like, okay, this is confusing me. Just somebody give me the thing. Hey, Kira, sounds like you had a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the remainder of the holiday weekend. Hey, thank you so much, Kiri. I appreciate it. Hey, if you have a great, I hope you have a great holiday weekend. I hope you have a great rest of your holidays. We're going to be doing this countdown all the way down to Christmas and the holiday season. I still haven't seen a whole lot of holiday movies, so I'm going to be trying those on the channel. Things like Elf, Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. My favorite movie, personally, is Christmas with the Cranks. Now, I thought about doing this because I'm going to be reacting to Birdemic pretty soon, which a lot of people have coined as one of the worst movies ever. And I was thinking to myself, all right, how can I do a holiday version of that? You know, how can I do a holiday worst movie ever? And I'm pretty close to assuming that one of the worst holiday movies ever is probably a Hallmark movie. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. I don't know, the Hallmark movies, I mean, for what they are, they're good. It's just everything's overly lit. You know, Candace Cameron is in all of them, and everything happens the right way, and it's, you know, there's all this infidelity, and oh my God, he stayed over here for the summer, and look at his sweater. It shapes his body nicely, and we all live a happily ever after kind of Lifetime movie network, Hallmark network. I mean, everything that could put in a card, you could put on TV. That's what I view Hallmark as. But, you know, if there's a good Hallmark movie, let me know because I have yet to find one. All right, good, Dennis. No religious, no political topics. For the love of God, not now. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. My grandma comes over and we just kind of seat her, and that's about it. She had the nerve to tell me that we were thinking of getting another dog, and I want a big dog, like a Bernese Mountain Dog, but those dogs are like $3,000, and they're huge holding mounts, but they're such lap dogs. And she's like, well, next dog you get, make sure it's a dog that the whole family can enjoy. And I was like, no. That's a dog that I can enjoy, because it's mine. But anyway, all right, wait, hold on. Sharon Guyan 6838. Wait, oh wow, hold on. Sounds like, all right, just so you know, Hasselback butternut squash is a specialty that I've enjoyed. Hasselback, not big on Thanksgiving, but appreciate the time off. Yeah, oh, I totally get it. All right, wait, hold on. Hasselback butternut squash. What is Hasselback butternut squash? I know regular butternut squash. I didn't know that there was a Hasselback version of that. So let me know what that is, because that sounds really enticing. Glad to have made a stream. Hey, Chris, no problem. Hey, this is what we do. We want to kind of collect with a bunch of people and just see how we did this Thanksgiving season. Was it crazy? Was it outlandish? Was it just something that, I don't know, just people do just have the time off? Like some people, clearly they just want to do it to have the time off. That's what we do here. What I really like about it is that it is a time for family to come together. Now, I understand there's not always a lot of family to either have, or sometimes you might feel like the black sheep of the family. Like, for instance, I don't talk about my personal stuff a lot, but I was adopted. I was adopted into an Irish and Italian family, and they never once made me feel outcasted or anything, but I still always kind of felt it. And so a lot of these big family come together events, I was just, it's always been like a mixed bag for me. And I gotta say, the older I got, the more I could actually integrate, because hey, in my family, especially with my uncles, if you didn't learn to shoot shit, then you were done. If they said something snarky to you, you had to say something right back to them, because otherwise you're being left in the dust. And if the nicknames that they call you and all that stuff, you better learn to fire back. And that's why I've developed a real proclivity for comedic improv, because man, my whole family prepped me for it my entire life. All right, what else we got? Let's see. Made stream. Have a community channel. Can we request movie or TV shows reaction there? Hell yeah, Dennis. Hey, request anything that you guys want. I will read every single comment, every single request. Somebody the other day, especially on Patreon, requested Hocus Pocus. It was a little late after Halloween, but hey, it's never too late. We're never too far removed from all the spooky stuff. Hell, we're reacting to Midnight Mass right now. I mean, and that's a whole nother trip, and that's amazing. But we're gonna be reacting to more holiday things. Like I said, I want to start doing the worst movies ever, maybe once a month, and we're starting with Birdemic, and I haven't seen anything on it. I just know that people say it's the worst movie ever, and you're either gonna love the 90 minutes or you're gonna hate it. There's no in between. I'm like, I don't know if I want to get into that, but we'll get into that. And this is honestly, these live streams and looking at people's requests and other content to do is kind of just my way of coping with the fact that I can't watch Wicked for good until probably, January? It came out in November of last year, and then I think it went on Prime around January-ish. So yeah, so I've got about 2 months and maybe a month and a half before it comes out, and I can actually react to it and review it with you guys. I did a poll to see what you guys thought of Wicked for Good, and you guys were definitely not 50-50. I think last I saw it was like, did you like it? 88% liked it, and then 12% didn't like it, which I'm interested in that 12% and hearing what people didn't like about it. But don't tell me anything now, because I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. Obviously I know the story, but I don't know anything about the movie. I don't know anything about John M. Chu's masterpiece or production or flop or whatever it is. I just know that this content and reacting to other content and reviewing is my solace and comfort, just to make this next month and a half go by without wanting to know more and indulging in more Wicked stuff. We're still doing the movies versus musical series up on Patreon, but until then, God, guys, this is my comfort and solace. Hey, Rachel, how's it going? Okay, The Ref is a very non-traditional film, but has dark humor and it's very funny. You might enjoy. All right, I'll write that down. I'll add that to the list. Okay, my God, I haven't ended this stupid sweet potato pie story. So sweet potato pie, we started with Martha Stewart. It calls for a pâté brisé, or if I'm going to put on my French hat, a pâté brisé. I'm so sorry to every French person out there. I swear to God, I learned French. That was just hyperbolic of me, and I feel ashamed for it. I feel Bastille Day is going to come down on me now. Pâté brisé, it starts out with the crust of like an egregious amount of butter, flour, salt, sugar, all that stuff, and then you roll it out. Now this, I don't understand this, because this had me roll it out into a 15, for the math people out there, see if this makes sense to you. The pâté brisé for Thanksgiving for the sweet potato pie has you roll it out into a 15-inch round, right? That's 15 inches in diameter, all right? it's supposed to go in a 9.5-inch pie plate. So, okay, 9.5 inches and with a 1-inch overhang. So you got 9.5 inches with a 1-inch overhang on each side. So that's 11.5 inches. Why then does it make you roll it out into a 15-inch round? Because then you're spreading it way too thin. And what we found is that you could just poke a little tiny baby finger into the crust and that thing would split open. And I was like, we cut off so much excess material and extra crust that we ended up using it to like patch up. It's like we were doing like a community quilt and we were just patching up all the little weak spots on there. So next time, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna blast that thing with crust. And if it's an extra thick crust and it's like a Chicago deep dish, let it be. That's how it's gonna be. But then the actual pumpkin part, so we found out two things. One, so I'm not a baker, and I will prove that later on in maybe like a little mini vlog we started doing for the sweet potato pie. When you put the sweet potatoes in the oven or you steam them and everything for about 45 minutes to an hour, which was a long time. That's another thing. If you're going to look up, if you're going to start baking something, my God, read the whole recipe. Because what we found is that every turn there was an extra duration of something that we did not factor in, to the point where this sweet potato pie took us from like 10 in the morning to like 6 at night. And I had it. When you make the sweet potatoes and you soften them up and then you cut them up and you put them in a little blender and beater, if that blender in the bowl doesn't have, let's say, I don't know, a lid, you are going to get blasted with chunks of sweet potato. Whatever's in there, it doesn't even matter if that's on like the lowest setting. If it's like the equivalent of like a senior citizen jogging or on an elliptical, that thing is going to blast you with sweet potato chunks. We had to hold like our hands around the bowl and we could feel this thing like punching at our hands with all the sweet potato chunks. I swear to God, it was the most aggressive dessert I've ever made. And I could feel the hate from the sweet potato chunks. So I just took the blender off and I had the bowl and we just started to kind of mash it in. It was like, you are going to get smooth to a consistency. And I don't think when people tried it, they said they loved it and it felt very nice and fluffy and it was very good for Thanksgiving and the holidays. I don't think they realized how much hate was baked into the pie, but it doesn't really show because that's just for me. And now the stream of everybody watching. There was a lot of hate built into that pie and like pressed into that pie. But it turned out pretty good. It's the same spices, guys, as pumpkin pie, man. It's like allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg. What else? What else? My God, there was cinnamon, allspice. There's some eggs, a lot of butter. My God, like it's like Paula Deen was sponsoring this. You just dropped butter into this thing, and then made it nice and fluffy. And then I'll post a picture of it later because we still have a few pieces of it left. I thought it was really good. We're just gonna go balls to the wall with all the crust. You know, it's gonna be great. Oh my God, Chris, thank you so much. Had to run an errand, but want to drop in and say hi. Enjoyed your Patreon content and glad I found your channel. Enjoy the evening. Hey, Chris, thank you so much. Wow, a $10 super thanks. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hey, guys, all of these proceeds are going to be going to the house that we're trying to get next year, going to several proceeds and charities. Guys, there's a lot of people these times who don't have what we have. You know, Thanksgiving is a time to think about what you're thankful for. You know, what are we really thankful for in this life? And I think if this year really showed us, it's that, you know, the things that we think we have are not as concrete as we might think them to be. And it's really a time to really take a step back and really appreciate what you have. I've had on this year an amazing opportunity to go to several places that just warm my heart. You know, Disney World will always be a Disney adult. It's funny, when I was doing Christmas shopping today, a couple days ago, I saw a book in a bookstore that said Disney adults, and the very first chapter was the most hated people on the internet. And I was laughing because that is so true. I still get all my little Disney shorts and little rope drop discounts and things like that. I used every time I get gas, I use my Disney card so I can get some points so I can go back. But like Boston, guys, you guys have made some amazing recommendations every time I go to Boston. We go to Myrtle Beach with the condo down there. There's so many places out there, and if you guys haven't had the chance to travel, really do so. But if you don't and you have what you have, God, be thankful for that too. That's what this time of year is. And I am thankful for people like Chris. I'm thankful for people like Kira, Rachel. Who else? Let's see. Oh, Rekindle Talk. Hey, what's going on, buddy? From Mexico? Man, I missed it. We definitely got to reconnect. All right. Oh, Sharon Gayan. All right. Gayan. Sorry, I'm butchering your name. I'm just going to say butternut squash. Hasselback butternut squash with feta tastes good. It depends on your taste in vegetables. Okay. All right. I love how we're kind of keeping a cliffhanger here. I'm going to look up what Hasselback butternut... All right. Hasselback, not Hasselhoff. I think Hasselhoff butternut squash is a whole different thing. Hasselback butternut squash. Oh, it literally comes up with feta too. Oh my God. Jump to recipe. Yes, what is this? I know I'm biased, but I don't think I... Okay, all right. Is this a Hasselback butternut squash blog? All right. The technique is simple. Place the squash between 2 chopsticks or dinner knives, then slice into thin stripes crosswise. Your knife will hit the chopsticks before it reaches the cutting board, ensuring you don't cut all the way through. You'll roast the squash for a bit before Hasselbacking it. Oh my God, that's a verb? Making it easier to slice. Okay, what are the actual ingredients here? Okay, butternut squash, extra virgin olive oil, kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, pepper flakes. Oh, you had me at pepper flakes. Okay, 6 to 8 fresh sage leaves, crumbled feta, chopped salted pistachio. Okay. Oh, pistachios. Okay, now you're talking my language. I don't know if you guys know this. I should probably do like a food vlog on Patreon sometime. I'm slowly working my way. For all of you that don't know, I would live in Italy if I could. I am a huge aficionado for Italian. I could speak a little Italian. I could say things like "Parli più lentamente per favore" or "Mi dispiace." When I was studying music, I used to sing a lot of Italian operas. So, you know, Aida, a lot of Verdi, a lot of Puccini. Tosca is one of my favorite operas of all time. A lot of the Italian operas, even by people like Donizetti and Mozart, most of all. But I'm slowly working my way through Italian cuisine, and I've been really fixated with Roman Italian. So that's ingredients like Parmesan cheese, mortadella, Parmigiano, prosciutto, and so things like carbonara, cacio e pepe, amatriciana, a lot of those dishes. And a lot of those involve things like pistachios. So we made a a mortadella, which is like a garlicky bologna and with chunks of sweet fat. If you've ever seen them in the grocery store, they're probably spiked with peppercorns or pistachios. We made a mortadella and pork meatballs with a warm, hot pistachio pesto sauce over the top, over a bed of egg noodles. And oh my God, so good. Pistachios are becoming a really trendy thing to put into a lot of things, and I love that because it's got a nice, like, fatty kind of nut flavor, which is really, really helpful in a lot of dishes. The fact that this has chopped salted pistachios is amazing. I love that. Kira, can you taste the hate of preparation? You absolutely can taste the hate of preparation, but I covered it with some allspice, so we're good. We're good. It's pretty quiet now, unless my family is watching this live stream. Kira, you're a former Long Islander. Living in Arizona is a lesson in suffering. Oh, Boston lifestyle is very enjoyable. Boston lifestyle is pretty good. If you can get over, for people who haven't been in Boston, if you can get over, the only gripe I have about Boston is the lack of sensible traffic turns, because you could be following your GPS and it'll say, you know, take the second left, and I'll be like, what second left? Or bear right now, and I'm like, where right now? And then Siri is like, right now, go, and all of a sudden a turn will just open up out of like one of the, the tunnels, and I'll be like, oh shit, and then you have to kind of just barrel through, which is the Bostonian way, barreling through life. Wicked has dancing through life. Boston has barreling through life. But I love Little Italy. Chinatown is good. Obviously downtown, the East Pier. I did a little Boston mini vlog. Check that out. If you've ever been to that Boston City Hall playground, let me know, because man, that slide will kill an adult. If you're brave enough to go down that, let me know. I've also wanted to know if Arizona is a dry heat. Everybody said there's a dry heat, and I don't know if that's true or not. Have you seen the original Fantastic Four films? Your first stepped reaction was wonderful. Oh, thank you for that. I saw the original ones with Victor Von Doom. I never saw the second ones with Michael B. Jordan. I think I just got bogged down by all the negative reviews, but if those are good, let me know and I'll go back and revisit those too. What's your weirdest food combination? Seth Kelly. Seth, oh God, weirdest food combination. You know, there are things that shouldn't go with wine that absolutely don't go with wine, but I drink a lot of things with wine. Let's see, weirdest food combination. Okay, guilty pleasure here, and knock me, come at me, hate me if you want, but I love Spam. I know that's gonna give me a lot of shit, and I know it's disgusting. I know when it comes out, it looks like the naked mole rat of Jabba the Hutt. I know it's disgusting, but you cook it the right way. It's pretty salty. You never know. There's a Korean restaurant near my place, and they serve Spam on the side or as an extra in types of ramen that they're serving. So I get the bulgogi ramen, which for those of you guys who don't know Korean food, it's like a marinated shredded beef. Really, it's like Korean barbecue. Koreans are really big into barbecue. I don't eat a whole lot of Korean food, but if I do, it's that. So there's bulgogi ramen, and then I'll add the Spam into there. That's not bad. Weird is, I don't know, how weird do I get? I put ketchup on a lot of things that I probably shouldn't. Put hot sauce on a lot of things that I probably shouldn't. And honestly, now I put hot honey on a lot of things that I probably shouldn't. I think I put hot honey on like a egg breakfast sandwich. That's probably not that weird, right? You guys probably have some weirder things. I don't go near seafood a lot. There's some shellfish I'll go near, but man, I don't know, guys. Like seafood, shellfish, is like, it doesn't taste like much. I don't know. People consider it a delicacy, and they're like, "Oh my God, these clams are so good." And I'm like, the clams are just a vehicle for butter. I don't understand what the big deal is, other than looking like an absolute savage murderer when you are eating lobster. I don't get it. And lobster in Boston right now is literally $37 a pound. I found that out about a few weeks ago. Unbelievable. Hell to the no. We gotta save for Christmas here. All right, Dennis says, okay, writer, I just posted something in your community. If they have the time, go check it out. I will absolutely do that, Dennis. Thank you. I will write that down as soon as the stream is over. What do we got now? It's a good question. Seth Kelly, certain foods you think wouldn't work together taste amazing. I don't know. That's probably a question for my younger self. I think I put like Fruit Loops and boneless ribs together, like Chinese food, when I was a kid. And one of my favorite things to do is I would put like Reese's Puffs and Lucky Charms. And it's a weird cereal thing. And I would use them to like flavor things like soup. And I don't know why, because they would get soggy and dissolve, and there would be no sense in doing any of it. It would just be like a sugary chicken noodle soup. Now that's probably weird. Now my weird days, they're probably over unless somebody recommends I do something, in which case that's what I'm gonna do. We're also already thinking about, for the Mad Media podcast, trying out things that you guys recommend, like all these British snacks or Australian snacks, and just seeing how we do. I'm not a huge spicy person. I can do only a minimal amount of hot honey. But if you guys want us to do like a hot wings thing, hey, we'll do a hot wings thing, or any other snacks that you guys want to recommend. I'm open for it. My palate is tingling just at the thought of new foods to try out. So hey, have at it. Recommend away. I can't wait for that. All right. Hot dogs with mayo or barbecue and mac and cheese? Oh, no, that's not weird. Hot dogs and mayo, no, that's not bad. I might need a shot to like try that one. But barbecue mac and cheese, if you get like barbecue pulled pork and mac and cheese, that is not weird at all. That is amazing. Different types of mac and cheese is to die for. I'll try almost any combination of mac and cheese, like nacho mac and cheese, ground beef mac and cheese, pulled pork mac and cheese. That stuff is amazing. Don't ever think that you're weird for that. All right, Spam and eggs or Spam with mac and cheese. You see, you know what? I won't knock that, because if you cook it the right way, it's literally just ham. You know, not that big a deal, not that bad. If you like spam, you're ready for the apocalypse. Tasting but can understand taste being somewhat palatable. I mean, that is true. The only problem is I only buy like one can at a time, so I know it's meant for the apocalypse, but I don't keep enough in stock to actually be ready for the apocalypse. I think I'd be waiting for the apocalypse, and then after the apocalypse, I would come out and wonder why the grocery stores are shut down. Oh, Kira says that's very Fallout of you, but if spam's your bag, then so be it. You know what? That is a show that I have yet to actually watch because everybody talks about it. I know people who dressed up as somebody who dressed up as Lucy for Fallout. That was pretty cool. And then they kept handing her bottle caps. I'm not sure what that's about, but they kept handing her bottle caps. So that's a thing? I don't know. That's a thing. Whatever. All right. Getting back to the idea of Thanksgiving. So I gotta say, for you guys, I'm glad you guys had a good Thanksgiving. You didn't have a good Thanksgiving, let me know why. Let's have a conversation, let's talk about it, because Thanksgiving seems to be the precursor to how, you know, holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan are gonna go for everybody. And my God, I don't know about you, but not only did Thanksgiving just kind of creep up on us, but also snow. Snow is just everywhere now, even snowing in North Carolina. Like, what the hell? Like, global warming is just rampant everywhere, and all of a sudden we get snow in North Carolina and the entire state shuts down, which is kind of funny for those southern states who don't know how to deal with it. When here in New York, you know, they just flip out at the idea of, I don't know, maybe it's heat, but with snow, you know, it is what it is. You still go down to 30 Rock and you look at the tree in Rockefeller Center, and even in a blizzard, you're still skating around Bryant Park, and yeah, it is what it is. It's whatever. But Thanksgiving can be, you know, it can be quick. It could also be long and agonizing if you're not into the family that you're around. And some people can get kind of judgmental. There are family feuds that people don't really, you know, talk about, or they prevent people from actually hanging out with each other on Thanksgiving. And, you know, like somebody was saying on this chat already, Thanksgiving is the time to go and hang out with your family, to relax and spend the time to do the things that you like to do. Like, traditions are always a big thing. So let me know, what traditions did you guys do in Thanksgiving? What traditions did you have growing up? Are there any, if you guys have kids, that you have transferred over to your kids, or are you planning, if you have kids, to introduce them to? So for instance, mine, I'll start first. Mine is the Hess trucks. If you guys don't know, Hess, the gas company, comes out with a new Hess truck, and I say trucks in quotations because they've really deviated from the truck over the years. They come out with a new Hess vehicle, toy vehicle, every year since like the early mid 1900s, I think, or maybe late 1900s. I don't know. I'm really bad with dates. And so every year, my dad has taken me to the Hess store, and we've gone and gotten a Hess truck, and we add it to our collection. And I know a lot of people do that. I've kind of stopped doing that, but now Hess, you can't even get those in store anymore, and there are no physical Hess stores to be able to get them from. You have to go online and get them, which kind of kills the fun about it. There was one of the few times that I could do this thing with my dad, and you know, and just, you know, it wasn't a whole lot of things that we really did together, but it was one thing that I really, really enjoyed doing. You could go online now and get them, but you don't get that adventure and that journey. And I don't know if you guys have the same, you know, if you're a millennial. I know my dad is from the 50s, you know, so there are two things I know about men from the 50s, is that it is difficult for them to show emotion most times, especially if you're a son. If you're a daughter, I don't know, let me know, that might be a little different. But two, it looks like they're about to, it feels like he's been training for this impromptu test on World War II artillery. Like, it's just gonna come out of nowhere at any moment in time. He's good at Jeopardy, but he just watches all of these YouTube videos about different artillery and guns and strategies of World War II. And I'm like, Dad, you've been out of school for like 40 years. I don't think you need to be worried about this impromptu test that's never going to happen. Like, my God, man, he knows every single strategy. He knows everything the Axis did. He knows everything the Allies did. And here I'm like, hey, make sure you take your meds. I understand, that General Patton needs you for this exciting journey 40 years down the road from the last time you had to take a test on it. But like, could you please remember to take your meds? Thank you. What else? So that's one. I don't know if I'm going to introduce that to my kids because, I mean, it's just another online order at this point. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is one. I guess you could kind of consider the dog show after, but mostly the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. For somebody who's a New York veteran, if you are down there for the New York Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, so a couple of things. One, you're going to obviously want to dress warm, but two, you can have a good time down there. I'm not knocking anybody who goes down there. It is a wonderful time. You feel the absolute utmost Christmas spirit and Thanksgiving and all that stuff. You're going to have to deal with crowds. Obviously, it's New York during the holidays, but also when you find that one spot in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, you're only really subject to that one spot. The cool thing I like about the NBC coverage is that you get to see it from multiple angles and vantage points. You get the overall commentary, and then when they have the actual Broadway performances, if you're not in front of Macy's, you're never either going to see it or you're only going to see it from one angle. But they're always panning and playing for the hard cam, which is that camera, that crane operated camera that's showing you the actual performance. But I don't know what you guys thought about this year. This year was pretty damn good, and they had K-pop Demon Hunters, which I should react to if you guys are into that. I'll definitely react to that because it's definitely a musical movie, and hey, from a musician, that's what we cover on here. So we probably should put that on the list too. But it's always been fun to see the floats. It's always been fun to see the balloons, to hear the stories about the balloons and how old some of them are, like Pikachu. Pikachu's been there for forever. What about Arthur? I think, is Franklin the Turtle still a part of that? No, I don't think he was. But obviously Santa comes at the very end, and it's amazing. I love how they're promoting Santa on Thanksgiving, but hell, they promote Santa well before Thanksgiving anyway. But now we are in the season of starting our 25 days until Christmas, and I don't know about you guys, but I've already put the tree up, we've decorated it, we've started the Christmas music, I've started getting my jazz chops up again on piano so I can start playing some jazz events, and I'll probably do some live streams, some jazz Christmas music, or some other nice little piano music to just kind of fill your nights. So you just pop me on live stream and just do what you do and just have me on as a nice little live pianist in the background. I always enjoy doing that for you guys, and I'm probably going to bring that back too, because if I can provide anything and any kind of enjoyment to your guys' nights, I'll happily do that all the time. Thanksgiving is the fun fill up on food and pass out in front of the TV holiday. You're damn right. Thanksgiving is, so I don't know about you guys, but I can't eat as much as I used to. I know that's such an old person thing to say, but like, I think I only had 2 fillings of each thing, 2 helpings. Like you got the turkey, you got the sausage stuffing, you got the mashed potatoes. We do carrots and bacon bits, which is a really cool thing, and I think it's just my mom's way of getting me to eat carrots by adding bacon to it. But what else? Oh, we have ambrosia, which is like chopped up, diced pieces of fruit. Sometimes they put it in whipped cream, but I think my mom does it in like yogurt. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah, that's fun. But what else? We obviously the pies, that's a big thing. Cranberry sauce. But yeah, eventually you'll pass out in front of the TV. We had so many little kids running around that it was hard to even get in front of the TV because they wanted to play with everything that they got for Thanksgiving, which kids get gifts for Thanksgiving now. I guess that's a thing. I didn't really check out many of the games. I knew of Michigan and Ohio State, go blue. I knew of that, and that was kind of a shame to see, but we'll shrug that one off later on. All right, flying solo in Phoenix here, just except for Halloween. Oh, well, I hope you're doing something else, something for yourself, Kira, because flying solo in Phoenix, except for Halloween, some of the best memories I've had have been by myself. You don't really enjoy a whole lot of things unless you're really just with your own thoughts and opinions, which I've kind of liked. Like, if you guys get a chance to go to a movie by yourself, let me know. I do that now because I have to review it for my job here on the channel, but going and just doing something for yourself, it just puts you in such a better headspace, because if you go with friends, it's obviously a good time, but you don't always get to kind of just think your own thoughts. It's kind of this mass collective idea, like, oh, I will think what I think, and if it doesn't coincide with what the other person thinks, then maybe I might filter it, or I'm worried about if they're going to have a good time like I'm having a good time. But if you're just going by yourself and you just leave by yourself, you're just so free and liberated. I really do like that. The holidays just end up commercial advertisements that blur together. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong there. It's definitely commercialism up the wazoo. And all those new holiday commercials that you see, everything is on sale. Black Friday isn't even a Friday. I heard somebody said there's like a small business Saturday. I'm like, they are literally just cornering every single day of the week. You've got Black Friday, small business Saturday, Cyber Monday. What could you say for the rest of them? What would Sunday be? Sellable Sunday, and then you got Cyber Monday, Toy Truck Tuesday, we want you to spend your money with us Wednesday. Thursday, what would Thursday be? Think again about your Christmas budget Thursday. And then Friday is F you for not buying this last Black Friday. Yeah, that works. I like that. Usually I let Spotify choose a nice relaxing mix of music for the holidays. Shame that Spotify is supporting some nastiness. Had to cancel my account with them. Supporting some nastiness? What does that mean? I'm interested in... Huh. What are they supporting? Well, that's interesting. What's your favorite Xmas tunes? So, I really like the slow, smooth jazz. Like, obviously, the big ones like Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. I don't know, who doesn't get jazzed up when you just hear that Trans-Siberian Orchestra is always great for when you want to, like, just, I don't know, like, mix the feeling of the Christmas spirit with, like, starting a fight. Like dun 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 dun. But I like the smooth jazz stuff, the real down homey kind of vibes where you can just, like, you can hear it come on and your whole body just relaxes. It's like you're getting like a shiatsu massage audibly, if that's possible, and you just chill and you vibe out and you're like, yep, this is it. This is what I should be doing right now. Vince Guaraldi. Vince Guaraldi is a big influence of mine, especially for my piano playing. He wrote all the music for Peanuts, all the Charlie Brown shows and everything. He wrote that music. So Christmas Time Is Here, Linus and Lucy, all that stuff. But if you listen to his other jazz stuff, it's so beautiful. It's just a trio. It's just him, upright bass, and a drum set. But anything that can kind of capture that in the holiday sense, even more so, like Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé's Christmas is always playing. Even some of the more religious stuff, like Oh Holy Night, the First Noel. You know, even though I'm not particularly religious like that anymore, I still appreciate it. And my God, around the Christmas time, I got hired so many times to sing like Oh Holy Night or the First Noel, and you could either do it in two ways. And I found, you know, if you perform at a church or something, they'll want you to do it the classical way. If you perform it in, you know, just some event, they want it to be very like poppy, like Oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining, that kind of nasally sound. But if you do it in a church, I have to back up, they want you to do it a classical way, when the nice piano accompaniment, maybe like the choir in the back where you do Oh holy night, the stars are brightly shining. And then, you know, everybody just sits quiet and there's no applause. They just sit there and they go, let us pray. And I'm like, I'll give myself a one clap applause. All the shopping sounds exhausting, but if you're doing it for a big household, rather than that's commendable. I am not. I'm just showering a few people with presents, which I really shouldn't be, because we got this house that we got to buy for next year, which is a really sobering idea when you're looking at the prices of things, and my God, things are like crazy expensive. We went to look for, you know, those little poppers that some people have for like New Year's, where they're like cardboard, they're wrapped in paper, they look like giant candy wrappers, and you take the ends and you pull them and they pop open and there's like some goodies and stuff in there. There was a set of 6 of those today for $35. I'm like, that is insane. That is crazy. And I know everybody else is kind of feeling the pinch here, and for anybody who can still manage to bring on the holiday spirit without the commercialism, like, all the more power to you, because it's not about that. It's literally about family and showing appreciation, and there are so many different ways that you can do that, and I appreciate anybody who can find those ways to do it. I'm still choosing to go the commercial way a little bit, because, you know, I'm a sap for some deals. I'll say that. All right, Rachel says, oh wait, Sharon says, you know, it's the beginning of the end when the Mariah Carey song starts playing to signal the beginning of seasonal times. Well, yeah, God, and she performs at Madison Square Garden all the time around the holidays, and so you know when all the college kids start flocking Madison Square Garden for her concert, you really know it's either the start of the Christmas times or the end times. You don't really know. It's kind of a blurred line there. All right, Rachel says, what's your favorite Christmas song to sing along to? My favorite Christmas song to sing along to is I don't know, that's a hard one. I grew up in all of my choirs singing Hallelujah. Every time that comes out, I'm like the only one going like, oh, that's my jam, and he shall reign forever and ever. The First Noel is always a good one. Mary, did you know? That's kind of a banger up there too. I don't know. If you want to be kind of smooth and suave, you can do a lot of the Michael Bublé versions of like, have yourself a merry little Christmas. That's not bad. But it makes you feel like you're trying to seduce somebody. Like, don't you tell me what to do, Michael Bublé, with that suave voice. All I want for Christmas. I don't know, First Noel is pretty good. It's got a nice range for you. It's right in that passaggio, that sweet spot for me. So I'm going to go with that one. All right, let's see. Annie Lennox and Amy Mann have a good Christmas album. They have good covers of popular songs. They're just not commercial artists selling out, though. Hey, that's good. Let's sell them on here. Let's get them some viewers. Let's get them some listeners. Annie Lennox and Amy Mann. Okay, I'll check those out. Man, it's got to be tough for a lot of people who want to do Christmas albums, but they just get bogged down by the Mariah Careys and the Bublés and the Kelly Clarksons and Ariana Grandes of the world, and they don't get their stuff out, and they just want to spread a little holiday cheer. And hey, let's spread that holiday cheer back and name drop them here and get them some more listeners. Why not? It's the holiday spirit. All right, guys. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for being here. This has been an amazing time. I'm probably going to do some more of these to kind of catch up on where we're going for the holidays, to just check in on my Writer Nation and just see what's going on with you guys. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'm glad some of you did. I'm glad some of you just got through it at the very least, because yeah, it can be taxing. It's not a shoe, and it's not always the easiest, but hey, we're in it together. We're in it for the end of 2025. I thank you so much, guys, for being here. You guys have grown the channel more than I could have ever imagined in 2025, and we're going to keep going on with this. Like I said, I'm going to do some live streams of piano playing. We're obviously going to keep going with the reactions and the reviews and everything, and we might try some other things out. Like, hey, if you want to see me eat spicy foods and I don't like spicy foods, name drop some spicy foods and we'll get them and we'll put them on the channel and we'll have some reactions to that. Someone recommended that I do the tortilla challenge, and I could slap somebody with a tortilla or get slapped. I don't know. Does that make me a masochist or a sadist? Maybe not. Or foodie, a foodicist. Yeah, that one. We'll go with that one. But Hey, I thank you guys so much for being here. Christmas is literally right around the corner. We are starting off. Tomorrow is December 1st. We're going on with this 25 days of Christmas. So let me know, hey, in the comments if there's any Christmas stuff that you guys want me to react to. Thank you so much for being here. From one artist to the next, stay creative. Happy holidays. It is that time already.